Good morning, students. Today we will go with comprehension. It's there on your page number 109 of your English grammar textbook, and it's chapter number 24, The Tower. I will be reading and then I will be explaining to you. King Alexander watched the moon. He was sure that it was filled with gold. King Alexander had a rule that all gold should belong to the greatest king in the universe. He had also passed a rule that he was the greatest king in the universe. He called his advisor and said, I must add the moon to the royal treasury. So this first paragraph tells us that King Alexander always wanted that whatever the gold should be there in the universe should belong to his royal treasury because he was the greatest king. And one more thing, that he knew that the moon must be having a lot of gold, so he wanted that gold, the moon, should come to his royal treasury. The next week, the king watched the moon shrink into a crescent and thought to himself, someone has reached the moon and he had been stealing my gold. If I can watch the thief, the moon will always grow bigger and it will never shrink. King Alexander told his advisor to bring the wisest person in the kingdom and ask him how to reach the moon. So one day when he was just looking to the moon, he saw that the shape of the moon has been decreased. So he thought that someone has reached the moon and has taken the gold over there. So he asked his advisor to find out the wisest person in the kingdom and to find out the way to get the gold from the moon. The search began. One day, the royal advisor saw two goatheads. He went up to them and said, I am looking for the wisest person in the kingdom. Can you help me? One goathead replied, that must be my elder brother. He knows where to find the best grasses and plants. Our goat provides rich milk that is made into the finest cheese in the kingdom. The royal advisor felt he must be the wise indeed. The goathead's elder brother and the royal advisor went to the king. Now when the search was going on, one of the advisors found two goatheads, the person sitting there to look after the goat. And when he asked, can you tell me who is the wisest person here in this kingdom? The one of the goathead told that it must be his elder brother. Why? Because he knows where to find the pastures, the green grasses for the goats, and eating that grass, the goats provide good milk, and with that good milk they can provide a good cheese for the kingdom. And even the advisor told, okay, the elder brother must be the wisest. So he brought the elder brother to the kingdom. The royal advisor bowed before the king and said, Your Highness, this goathead is the wisest person in the kingdom. He will help you to reach the moon. So now what happened? The advisor brought the eldest brother and they both went to the king. They bowed down before the king as a way of respect, and he just told he is the wisest person and he can help you to find out how to get the gold from the moon, or to get gold from the moon, or to get the moon into your royal treasury. Hope students have understood. Just turn your page to page number 110. It's a continuation of the story. Now hope you have already turned your page to page number 110. So, ordering him, the King Alexander said, you must find a way to reach the moon. You have 7 days. If you don't think of something, I will throw you and the royal advisor into jail forever. So king also told that, okay, you have got only 7 days to find a solution how to reach the moon. But if you fail, both the elder brother plus the royal advisor will be put into jail forever. The royal advisor and the confused goathead talked half the night trying to find for a plan. Finally, they would stay awake for no longer and slept. The goathead dreamed he was back with his goats. He dreamed about the fresh apples in the trees. He stood on old barrel to reach the fruit high up in the tree. The next morning, the goathead told the advisor about the dream. They drew a picture of a great tower and marched off to see the king. The royal advisor said to the king, Alexander, Your Highness, we have answer. We have the answer. Let the royal tax collector bring every barrel in the kingdom. We will have the royal carpenter fasten them together into a tower. You can climb to the top of and reach the moon. So what happened? See, because they both were having a great confusion, because within the 7 days, if they don't plan out how to reach the moon, the King Alexander will throw them to the jail. When they were talking, but they were so tired and all, they fell asleep. And the goat head, the elder brother, had a dream that he is back to his green fields with his goats, and he's just having an apple over there, the tree is there, and he had a barrel. A barrel is a wooden tin like that. And he's just standing on it and just reaching the apple for him. So this picture or this dream he just told to the advisor, and both made a plan. And they told the king that they had got an idea how to reach the moon. First of all, they have to bring all the barrels from the kingdom, tell the carpenter to fasten up, means to make a tower-like position so that it will be easy for the king to reach the moon. Soon, every barrel, bed, chair and table in the kingdom was nailed together to build the tower. One fine day, King Alexander said, "The tower is high enough. I will wait no longer. Today, the day I will climb to reach the moon." When the king reached the very top, he stretched up to touch the moon, but he could not touch it. He ordered from high up, "I must be little higher. Send up another chair or a box, anything." The royal advisor replied on the top of his voice, "There is nothing left, not even a small tool." King Alexander then ordered the royal advisor to take something off the bottom and throw it up. The goat head tried to warn them, the king, "Your Majesty, if we take one off the bottom of the tower," the King Alexander thundered, "I command you to take something off the bottom." The goat head looked at the royal advisor. The royal advisor nodded, and the goat head pulled the barrel from the bottom of the tower. Down came the barrels, beds, chairs, tables, boxes, stools, and everything that was nailed together. Poor King Alexander. So this paragraph tells us when it was done, the King Alexander was so impatient person that he wanted to just go up to the moon and find out the moon or get the gold. So he just told us all time, "Now I'm ready to go up." And he just climbed up the tower. You can just move to your page number 109. You can find a long tower just made of things, and the King Alexander is climbing. But he could not reach up there. So on the top of the tower, he just ordered the goat head and the advisor to send something more so that he can climb up more and he can reach the moon. But what happened? The royal advisor told there is nothing left in this kingdom. So what this King Alexander told, "Take some from the bottom and just throw it up so I can reach the moon very easily." But you know, if something is taken from the bottom and throwing up because of standing, fortunately you will be falling down. But before that goat head could warn him, the King Alexander just made a command and thundered, means very angry, that he wanted something, you just take it from the bottom and throw it up so that he can climb up more. And when the goat head tried to say the royal, but the King Alexander would not listen to him. And what happened? When the advisor of the goat head person taken the bottom of the tower to throw, down came the Alexander king. So hope students you have understood this. A small poem is also there on page number 111. It's just a continuation or just a part. See, the comprehension can be of passage as well of poem. So I will be now telling you about explaining the poem. Okay, so just turn your page. So students, you have turned. It's a poem, "The Boy Who Never Told a Lie." Once there was a little boy with curly hair and pleasant eye, a boy who always told the truth and never told a lie. So your story, it begins with a small boy who had a curly hair and pleasant eye, means he has a very cute looking eyes and face. But one thing about the boy is that he never told a lie. That means he always told the truth. The second stanza, "And when he tottered off to school, the children all about would cry." There goes the curly-headed boy. That boy, the boy that never tell a lie. So when he just grew up to, when he just turned to go to school, there also he told always the truth. He never lied. So even the classmates or the school students used to tell him, see, look that boy with curly hairs. Now this boy would never tell a lie. That means he always tell the truth. Just turn to paragraph 3rd and stanza 3rd and the 4th one on page number 112. So when you come up to the next page, there is stanza 3. And everybody loved him so because he always told the truth. That every day as he grew up, that was said, there goes the honest youth. So even from the childhood, he used to tell the truth, never tell lies. So even when he just grew up or just turned to childhood to the youth, then also he was telling the truth. Now the 4th stanza, and when the people that stood near would turn to ask the reason why, the answer would be always this, because he never tell a lie. So not from his, even from the childhood, when he turned to the youth, when he just grew up, then also the habit of telling the truth never changed in his life. So everyone used to tell why this person is not telling lie, or just why this person is always telling the truth. And what was the reason? Because he never tell a lie. So everyone used to love him and respect him, even from his childhood to the youth age till he grew up. The age till he grew up, then also he was telling the truth. So hope students you have understood. Now I will be sending the PDF. Hope just go through the poem once again and the comprehension of the tower. Read it once again so that it will be easy for you to understand. Thank you.